You know what bugged me?
What bugged you?
There was a point where, like, the doctor was talking to the chick about her question marks.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you know, that kind of makes you wonder what the question is. And I just immediately, like, out loud blurted, the question's Doctor Who!
No, the question is, what's in his boxer shorts?
It's question marks, man.
No, in his boxer shorts. Like, underneath them.
It's a penis.
Dude, we've never seen time-lived genitalia. We don't know what they have in it. They have two hearts, not entirely human. It's not out of the question that he has, like, fucking tentacles down there or something. We have never canonically seen the Doctor's penis. So we don't know what they have down there. He's a Zygon, you're a Zygon, I'm a Zygon, we're all Zygons! This is solid 9.
There were Zygons in this episode.
Yeah, no shit, there were Zygons. In an episode titled The Zygon Invasion, there were Zygons in there. Oh, big spoiler alert, there are fucking Zygons in here.
I still think that the Zygons are the most disgustingly awful looking thing on television.
Oh no, they look fucking awful. Like, out of all the...
like shit.
Like...
They're like, it's like, oh, they're doing all this horrible shit, and then I see one on screen for real, and I like laugh a little bit and like chuckle, because I'm like, you look stupid.
They're more threatening when they look like people.
Yeah, they're more threatening when they're not
like,
actual. And like, their whole thing is, we want to live with our normal form, we want to be us, like, not other people, and it's like, but you look so stupid as you.
Like, the excuse I can make for them, and the thing that counteracts that, are the same thing. They were created in the 70s. But by that logic, like, the Daleks haven't changed their appearance since, like, their first appearance pretty much, but their actions are still horrifying enough that you don't, like, giggle uncontrollably every time you see a Dalek. Like, you still know, oh shit.
Giggle a little bit.
Well, yeah, but not as much with a Zygon. Like, the Dalek's reputation...
Well, because the Dalek is just a static, like, thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, move and, like, say shit.
But the Cybermen had been around since, like, the 60s, and they changed their design, you know, over time to make them look more threatening.
Yeah.
The Zygons have barely changed their design. Well, that being said, before the 50th anniversary, they hadn't appeared since the 70s. So really, they didn't really have a lot of time to, like, I don't know. So, whatever, but, yeah.
They could make them not look like giant tentacles that are stupid dumb looking.
They could, but then the fans would get pissed off. Anyway, so this episode is the Zygon...
If there's one thing Doctor Who doesn't do is it's piss off its fans.
No, of course not. Doctor Who would never do that. Never.
Cough, cough, Davros, cough, cough.
Cough, cough, Sonic sunglasses, cough, cough. Anyway, this is the Zygon Invasion, and in this episode it is a sort of sequel to the 50th anniversary episode, The Day of the Doctor, in which, in that episode, if you guys remember...
I didn't until they mentioned it again in the episode.
The Zygons were trying to invade Earth. I don't remember why, it's been a while since I've seen it. And so the doctors were like, oh, let's make a treaty between humans and Zygons.
That was Tennant Smith and that other guy.
John Hurt from Alien. Okay.
That's the one.
That's the one. That guy, the other old British guy in Doctor Who. So basically the treaty was that UNIT would help Zygons live on Earth in secret, but they'd have to look like humans pretty much. Well...
Because you can't have those fucking horrible squid tentacles.
No, everyone will be laughing. We can't have the human race laughing.
That would be horrible.
So basically, by this point...
They have like razor sharp teeth too. They tried really hard and it's still just the goofiest fucking thing.
I still think they look a little bit more threatening than what they used to look like.
They're like, ah! And it's like, dude, shut up.
You are the president of the world. We want
Which
the world.
That's a stupid fucking title.
No, it really fucking
President
is.
of the world.
Anyway, so by this point...
Not the whole world doesn't have a president.
It does now.
Some people have monarchies and like other shit.
Yeah, well, fuck you. So, by this point the treaty is starting to break down and some Zygon, like, rebels are like, we don't like that we have to be hidden in secret, so we're gonna rebel against this treaty and just basically break down the ceasefire and just start fucking killing people. And Osgood, who last time we saw Osgood, the nerdy Doctor Who fangirl working for UNIT, she was killed.
There were two of them.
She was killed by Missy, But as it turns out, the Zygon, there were two Osgoods, which has been a thing since the
One of
50s.
them was a Zygon and one of them was a human.
But they won't tell us which one is the human, which one is the Zygon, because they're like, we are the piece. We can't reveal which one of us is human and which one is Zygon, because we are both human and Zygon. Like a hybrid. They're really
I'm sensing a recurring theme in this
they're
season.
milking that for all it's worth this
They
season.
really are. It's like, alright, cool. So you're gonna work this hybrid angle. So far we've seen one hybrid.
See, it's kind of like that.
And it's not even really a hybrid.
See, it's kind of like Bad Wolf.
It's like... I'm still pissed about Bad Wolf.
We're all pissed about Bad Wolf.
But like, they're milking this hybrid thing, and the one character who's actually a hybrid isn't even like technically a hybrid. She's just like has a chip in her brain that keeps her alive, and it's like that's not the same
serious story arc. I mean, last season was Heaven. This season is hybrid. You never see the Doctor who's got to have a story arc at this point. Anyway, so one of the Osgoods, the one that survived, gets caught in the crossfire, and Unit's like, well, shit. We have to go save her. Also, we have to stop the Zygon rebellion before it like destroys the entire world. So they call in the Doctor and Clara, and the Doctor's all like, "This isn't good."
Clara is in this episode, by the way. She wasn't in the last one.
Yeah, well, she was in the last episode for like 5 minutes at the end, but like not even that.
Not even
like 30 seconds.
Like 30 seconds.
But she's actually in this one, and they want to like bomb the Zygons pretty much. The Doctor's like, "No, that's bad. Bad humans."
That's bad humans. No, bad.
And the Zygon...
They want to like nuke, because there's like this town in New Mexico.
Yeah.
It's called, what is it?
It's called Truth or Consequence.
Truth or Consequence.
Which is a real town.
Yeah.
In New Mexico. I looked it up. It's actually real.
Well, I didn't think it wasn't.
It's all about like the Zygons like motto for their like rebel sect. Which, by the way, the Zygons are pretty much terrorists. Like, they send you in videos of their hostages reading their demands. They have like training camps. Like, they couldn't be more on the nose with this if they tried. Like, I'm watching them like, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable because Doctor Who is tackling the war on terror.
I think that's the idea.
I know it's the idea.
That's
like,
the point they're trying to get across.
I know, but it's like really like
silly Americans, you're terrorists are silly.
Like, it's so disturbing because like I'm not used to Doctor Who like tackling like real world issues like this, like terrorism. Like, okay, this is getting a little too real world.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
it was a bit on the nose.
Yeah, so they split up. The Doctor goes to some country in Europe where the Zygons have taken over a town to make a training camp. Kate Stewart goes to Truth or Consequence to see what's going on there, and Clara and Kate's second in command go off somewhere else.
Well, they have to stop at Clara's.
They have to stop at Clara's because Clara's to get some things.
Clara's got to get something.
But then they discover, oh, something's going on in the elevators. So then they realize, this is happening a lot of places. So there's something happening underground.
So there's like a secret panel behind like every elevator ever that goes down into like a sewer where all of the Zygons are doing shit.
Yeah. And meanwhile...
And so like, she's like, let's go down there, and then they're like, oh, well, there's Zygons down here, so let's just leave and do something else.
Yeah.
And then they come back later.
So
but
Kate,
we'll get to there.
So Kate goes to, Truth or Consequences, and there's like fucking nobody there except like one cop, and she like tells her...
There's one cop, which,
and
by the way...
Yeah.
How fucking obvious was it that cop was a Zygon?
It was really fucking obvious.
It was like the one fucking person in a Zygon-infested town who was just like, you're not a Zygon, alright? It's like, no, you're the Zygon. She like, okay, like, what's her name? The president lady.
She's not a president, she's the head of unit. Her name's Kate.
That also. Kate. Okay, Kate. Cause she's going through shit very nonchalantly just through this town, and this cop just shows up pointing a gun at her like, are you one of them? And it's like, alright, so she's a Zygon. And Kate's not gonna do a damn thing about it.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
Anyway, so the Doctor...
Kate's literally the only person in the world who wasn't able to immediately see that cop and go, she's a Zygon.
And she's the head of unit.
And she's the head of this organization that's supposed to be keeping track of these Zygons, and she doesn't have a damn clue
if her dad could see her now,
is a Zygon.
I mean, if her dad wasn't a Cyberman zombie that exploded. Anyway, so the Doctor is over in like Kazakistan or whatever it's called.
Kazakistan.
It doesn't matter, it's a fake country. I can call it whatever I want to.
Kazakistan.
I don't I can't remember what it's called. It's not real. It doesn't matter. So they go. The doctor's in foreign Europe, Sokovia. So it's called Sokovia. He goes to Sokovia and
they bring a bunch of soldiers.
But the soldiers, they find like the Zygon
they're in a church.
Some church or whatever that the Zygons are holed up, and the soldiers like come on out.
We should mention. They have been briefed prior to this mission about what the Zygons can do and that they can shapeshift into other people.
Yeah.
Then they get to the church, and the one main cop guy, the one soldier dude, his mom comes out of the church, and everybody's like, "Shoot it! It's a fucking Zygon," and he's like, "No, it's my mom."
And then everybody else's relatives come out,
and it's like. Did you miss the fucking briefing where they told you what the Zygons can do?
No,
what?
To be fair, for the majority of that scene, I was kind of with it because he wasn't like, I can't shoot, this isn't my mom. Like, he knew, he kind of knew it was a Zygon, but he was like, I can't pull myself to shoot somebody that looks like my mom. But he wasn't like, oh no, this is my mom. Like, for a while, he was acting
He knows it's not his mom.
I know, but it's still...
why?
It still looks like his mom. Like,
so then he should have shot somebody else's mom.
That could have solved a lot of problems if he's trying to his mom. Anyway, point is, for a little bit I was with him, I was kind of like, okay, if this were a dumber show... He would have immediately thrown that gun and be like, Mommy! But he didn't. He kept holding the gun on her and was like, I don't think you're my mom, but you still... Just to make sure. Like, that was a little bit smart. Now when he eventually is like, okay, I'm gonna follow you into this church, that's when you lost me, that was stupid.
He asked her these questions that questions that only your mom could know. Like, what was the name of my favorite teddy bear? And she's like, I don't remember. And she tries to convince him
Which is bullshit, because my mom knows the name of my favorite teddy bear. That wasn't a teddy bear, it was a giraffe.
Alright, that was an insight into Matt's life I didn't need to know about. Anyway, what was I saying?
Something about
you
the
made me lose my train of thought. Oh, and then so he asks her these questions, and she's just like, I don't remember. And then she tries to convince him that his commander is the Zygon.
Which I thought that would have been cool, if, the commander.
Which that would have been clever if that was the driving force behind him entering the church, and not the fact that everybody else's relatives came out of the church. Very obviously in Zygon fucking formation.
Anyway,
and they were all like, come with us, come inside. We won't lie to you. You can be with the... Yes, come into the church, children. Little children, yes, come into the church. And then they fucking go in and they all fucking die. And it's like, you guys are fucking idiots. I thought you were the fucking army, not fucking pansy-ass motherfuckers.
But on the plus side, the doctor finds Osgood and she's held captive.
Oh, thank God.
Hey, fuck you, I like Osgood.
Thank God we rescued this chick that has no solutions. Awesome.
She is the peace, Connor.
Great.
So anyway,
how is she gonna stop the Zygons, Matt?
I don't know, the Osgood box?
I forgot about the box.
Yeah, there's a box. There's a box where
But okay, the doctor gave them the box.
Yeah.
Why does he need Osgood if he can just get the box?
Maybe he doesn't know where the box is. Maybe he gave Osgood the box being like, here, I trust you with this box. I don't know where the box is going. Here's the box.
It sounds like a dumb plan.
Whatever.
Sounds like the doctor should have kept that box.
Whatever. So anyway, so they get Osgood back in. They also capture a Zygon along the way, and they interrogate him about stuff, and it's not working.
Which, can I mention the Zygon that they kidnap? They put him on one of those dollies or whatever.
The Hannibal Lecter card?
Yeah, the little Hannibal Lecter card. He's duct taped to that thing.
Yeah, I know.
Did you notice
that was duct tape.
It wasn't multiple layers of duct tape. It was one fucking strand of duct tape around his torso, and that was holding him in place. I was like, I know you don't have the highest budget of any TV show out there, but you can do a little bit more than just duct tape around the Zygon's belly. Come on.
Oh boy, so anyway, while this is going on, Clara and a bunch of unit people are going down into the Zygon lair to figure out what the fuck is going on, and they go there and discover, there's pods and shit, and Clara looks
There's pods and there's people in the pods.
And Clara looks in one of the pods. And Clara is in one of the pods.
Oh shit, there's two Claras. And then Clara's like, alright, so all your unit people, you need to shoot these pods because these are fake Zygons. These are baby Zygons and they're just people.
And then the one unit chick is like, wait a minute, that's not how Zygons work. They put the humans in the pod. Oh!
No kidding. I thought every word she said before she said it. I was like, wait a minute, that's not how Oh,
yeah, no, I was thinking
shit.
too, I'm like, is Doctor Who changing the rules again? Oh, wait,
I was
fuck.
like, wait a minute, I don't think that's how Zygons work. And then she said it, she was like, no, that wouldn't make sense, because the Zygons, they don't trap people, they just become other people, so like, why would they put people in... Oh.
Yeah, so Clara's a Zygon.
Clara's a Zygon, and she's evil.
And so then she orders the execution of all those unit guys, and then back in America, Kate is confronted by the cop lady. She's like,
Surprise, she was a Zygon.
By the way, I was a Zygon zap. So...
Then we go back to the Doctor on the plane with Osgood and that Zygon.
Yeah, and...
And Clara... This is my favorite part of the episode. Clara's standing on this cliff outside, because they're on like a plane, like he has his own like personal plane, because he's president of the world.
Yeah.
And he's just flying on the plane, and he's talking to the Zygon, and Clara calls him. He's like, "Hey, doctor, I have something for you. It's a rocket." It's just like fires a rocket launcher at the.
And that's where the episode ends.
And then it ends, and it's like, God damn it, you guys. First thing I want to say, rocket launcher Clara is best Clara.
Oh my god, yeah. Did you catch what her Zygon name the Zygon's actual name?
No.
Bonnie. Like, the Zygon's name is Bonnie.
Alright then.
Like, the Zygon disguised as Clara is named Bonnie.
Okay.
I don't get it either.
Alrighty then.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
But whatever, so, yeah.
Bros.
This is a weird one.
This is weird.
I did kind of like the whole, like, real-life parallels to,
Terrorism.
like, terrorism and ISIS and the war on terror and stuff like that. Because, like, it did kind of make it feel more contemporary. I mean, I'm sure this video is going to be kind of dated in, like, years from now when this isn't as much of a big of an issue. But, like, for right now, it was kind of cool to see, like, yeah, Doctor Who's tackling terrorism, but with giant shape-shifting tentacle monsters. Yeah. And,
Rocket launcher Clara is best Clara.
Rocket launcher Clara was awesome.
She just, like, out of nowhere just pulls out a rocket launcher and is just like... I was like, alright then, I guess Clara's awesome now.
Alright, cool, why not? Sure, why the fuck? Okay, sure.
I liked that twist, actually.
That was a nice twist, like,
Clara
I
wasn't the
didn't
thing.
really see it coming.
Because, like, we see her, because the whole thing is, like, one of her, like, students or something, like, living in an apartment, like, beside her.
Yeah.
He's, like, crying on the stairs. She's like, I can't find my mommy and daddy. And then, like, it turns out his parents are Zygons.
Yeah, and then that's when they replace Clara.
And like, because, like, we see her go into, like, the thing and look for the parents come in, and we see the dad, like, carrying the little boy over his shoulder, and he's, like, crying, and I'm like, ew, that's weird, parental abuse.
And,
anyway,
like...
And then, like, it just kind of cuts to, like, the next scene with Clara.
And, like,
then we go back at the end of the episode, and we find out they kidnapped her right there.
Yeah,
so.
and then in hindsight, like, a lot of the stuff that I was, like, scratching my head about Clara, like, when she's like, oh yeah, truth or consequences, that's the town in New Mexico. And yeah, I used to memorize Trivial Pursuit questions. I was kind of like, really? Really?
I wouldn't doubt it from Clara, though.
I know, but, like, come on, I'm like, that's a bit too convenient for the plot, but okay. And then, like, oh, why didn't it stop by my place? Oh, we're just gonna conveniently run across the Zygon plot.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was the kind of thing.
I was like, that's a bit too convenient, but I might just chalk it up to lazy writing. Now I know it wasn't lazy writing, it was brilliant writing because Clara was fucking with them all along.
That was the point where I was like, really, Clara, you need to go back to your fucking apartment and get a few things.
Oh, what? You need to get more bright red lipstick to make
this.
yourself look good for the doctor? He's like older than you, Clara. Get over it. Matt Smith is gone. He will never love you.
It's like, what could you possibly need? You're about to go on a suicide mission for these fucking Zygon things.
Yeah.
And you're like, can we stop by my apartment first? I need to get a few things. Like, Clara! I got really disappointed with Clara right there. I was like, God damn it, Clara! This is fucking gore right now.
Even the unit lady is like, yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah, even her reaction was like, okay, I guess. Then she's a Zygon, and I'm like...
I also like how it's little throwaway things. The doctor, like, calling himself Dr. Disco and Dr. Funkenstein. Like, those were really good. I was like, did you just call yourself Dr. Disco?
And she pulls up the phone, she's like, did you just call yourself Dr. Disco? Oh my god.
Oh my, I also like the references to Osgood's, like, doctor cosplay.
Yeah.
Like she has the fucking, like...
I found out that the doctor wears question mark underpants.
Yes, he does. Because he used to wear question marks all the time, like, on his, like, collars on his sweater vest.
Because he used to be funky.
Yeah, that was back in like the 70s and 80s, back when...
When funky was not a negative adjective.
No, now, back then it meant like, hey, look at me, I'm wearing a coat of many colors. This wasn't a bad idea. I don't know, what did you like?
Obviously Evil Clara, like I said.
Evil Clara was good.
Don't fucking look at me in that tone of voice.
I'm sorry.
You're making me lose my train of thought now.
Doesn't take much.
What?
Nothing. So, do you want to move in the cons, or do you have any more pros?
What did you fucking say?
No, do you want to move in the
No, I
cons?
can't move past this. What did you say?
So it doesn't take much. So anyway, cons. You've kind of said your...
I have said a lot.
You said your gripe to the episode. I kind of share the same ones.
The terrorist stuff, like, I like the terrorist stuff.
It's a double-edged sword, though, because on one hand, it is cool to kind of see Doctor Who doing more contemporary stuff.
Now, if only they'd showed a picture of Muhammad.
If only they'd shown a video of them, like, decapitating somebody. Like, I mean, it's cool, like, they, like, zap you and turn them and, like, fucking, like,
yeah, like, I like
hair or whatever, but, like...
Yeah, I like what the Zygons are doing. I just hate the way the Zygons...
Yeah, no, the Zygons are a lot more threatening.
Which, like I said, like, this is the thing with Doctor Who. You either have a super awesome looking villain who does nothing, like the Fisher King, or you have the shittiest looking things, like the Zygons and the Daleks, doing the most horrible things.
Yeah, like...
It's like, God.
A lot of those things...
Can't we just get both good things
Once again, I feel like it's because...
That's what I was hoping the Fisher King would be this awesome looking thing that also did some really scary shit, but
like,
it was just
it's like I said, it's kind of like a lot of these things were created like back in the day, so they've had a lot more time to develop like a reputation and stuff like the Daleks and the Cybermen and the Zygons. However, their design hasn't changed a whole lot. But, like, whenever they create, like, a newer monster or whatever, like, not, for the most part, not usually, but, like, occasionally, like, with the Fisher King and stuff like that, they'll create, like, a really cool-looking thing, but it won't really do a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of feel like that's kind of what the Weeping Angels are kind of like. Like, the Weeping Angels are cool and all.
I feel like they either have the time to, like, really develop the look or really develop the actions and the motivations of the character. They can't do both for whatever
Which, honestly, for the most part, I kind of prefer if you have the actions.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Daleks are a perfect example. Like, the Daleks look like fucking walking trash cans.
Yeah.
But they are some of the most terrifying things in the show.
Yeah.
For the most part. Their actions, more or less, not really what they do.
I want a creature that's a balance of both of those. Because they have some awesome looking
The Weeping
shit.
Angels are probably about as close as we can get.
But they're just statues.
Yeah, but even then, they're not really used a whole lot.
Yeah.
But
they were
like,
used, like, with Tennant and Smith for, like, a couple episodes that were important. But not really much else since then.
The Silence.
The Silence I liked.
Yeah.
Those are probably my favorite.
Ironically, we forgot about the Silence.
Ironically, we did forget about the Silence. I want them to bring the Silence back. They're probably my favorite monsters.
I feel like their arc is kind of over, so they don't bring them back. I understand.
Yeah,
but
they did kind of use pretty much everything.
If they don't bring them back, I understand. But it would be cool to see them back because they were pretty cool.
They're still my favorite. Monsters in the show.
I want the Slovene back.
No, thank you.
I like Slovene. I don't know.
Those baby-faced fucks.
Do we have anything else? Oh, also, another thing I forgot to mention is that after Kate encounters the Zygon lady, like, it cuts away for a little bit and it comes back and Kate picks up, like, the Zygon communicator and talks to, like, Zygon Claire. She's like, begin operation whatever the fuck.
That's what it's called, Operation whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and here's immediately what I thought. That's not a fucking Zygon, that's actually Kate Stewart. Because there is no fucking way Kate goddamn Lethbridge Stewart is going down like a bitch by a Zygon that she should have seen coming. She is fucking playing it. Because think about it, we didn't see the Zygon actually zap her and turn her into mush. We didn't see the Zygon turn into Kate Stewart.
We saw it raise its hand and, like, lightning come out of it.
Yeah, we didn't see her actually, like, the Zygon kill her. So for all we know, Kate Stewart could be fucking with them.
She also went into this town completely alone and wasn't able to discern that this lady was a Zygon from the get-go.
I'd like to think, unless we don't see them die, there's no confirmation they're actually dead. So I'd like to think that it's just Kate Stewart playing the longer game here and being like, yeah, I'll play along like I'm a Zygon, you know. I'm assuming that, here's what I think happened, and correct me if I'm wrong next week. As soon as the Zygon As soon as the Zygon raised his hand, Kate unloads a full clip into it. The Zygon collapsed and she's like, huh, should have seen that coming. I don't know, you got anything else?
Just the one scene with the church we already kind of talked about.
Yeah, that was like
It was like, god damn.
that scene was kind of cool for a little bit, but then the ending.
It's just because like it's a team of trained people who supposedly are supposed to have experience with Zygons and are just like fall victim to the stupidest fucking tricks the Zygons.
Well, I think the reason it's kind of like that is because like the Zygons before like the end of this episode is they had to have the person captive and with them in order for them to make like a genetic body print off of them. So they had to like actually capture the person and keep them alive to be able to turn into them. So that would mean like either like it by this episode I think it's pretty much clear the Zygons don't need that anymore.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
don't
can
think that's a thing.
like it used to be a thing back in the I think the 50th anniversary had that because like the Zygon impersonated Osgood was like, oh, we need to keep you alive because we can't sustain this form unless like the original is alive. So like by this episode it's clear they don't need to do that anymore. I'm pretty sure they can like they have some sort of psychic interface. They can like dive into a person's mind and be like, oh, that's what your mom looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of why I think they just weren't prepared for that. So that's kind of why it like shook them up a little bit. But yeah, no, it's still kind of a stupid scene. I mean, it's cool for a little bit, but then it just kind of ends in stupidity.
Yeah.
But
and I mean, I don't really see, because like the Doctor's trying to have like a peaceful resolution. And
Yeah.
stuff, like, oh, we just have to agree. They want to like, because like their motives are they just want to walk around.
they just want to look at themselves.
as Zygons. They don't
Yeah.
want to be people. They want to be Zygons on
Yeah.
Earth. And it's like, the Doctor's like, see, there's a problem with that. There's already people living here. You can't mix the races.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, Doctor.
I think it's mainly
Am I
because
sensing a little bit of xenophobia?
I think we can have people freaking out with like giant tentacle monsters walking
Yeah.
around the streets. I
Yeah,
mean,
but it still sounded xenophobic.
I know,
It
I
came
know,
out
I
of his
know.
mouth.
There are definitely some like racist undertones in this episode.
But like, I'm like, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are there not other planets the Zygons could live on?
There probably are, but like,
Like, couldn't the Doctor just be like, all right, everybody in the TARDIS, we're going to this planet, and you'll live here from now on?
yeah, that's probably a better option. But like,
But no, we need the fucking terrorist Zygons that want to kill everybody.
I mean, probably by the end of this arc, we'll be like, okay, let's just put you on another planet. Because I don't think he foresaw them being like, huh, we're pissed off because we have to look like humans. I don't think
that's a weird reason to be pissed off.
I don't think.
Isn't that like their whole thing? Is they just look like people?
That's not all. I think it's just a splinter cell of them. Like it's not all.
Well, he said it was like an extremist group.
Yeah,
but,
it's not like I think for the most part, the most of the Zygons are like. Cause he said there are like 20 million Zygons on Earth now or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I think for the most part, the majority of them are like.
Okay.
Yeah, we're okay
They're
with
just
this.
okay with it.
We at least we get a planet, but like the few like the fucking like ISIS level Zygons are like, no, we don't like this. Let's rebel.
Yeah.
Like so, it's not all.
But
of
like,
them,
it's, I don't know. It's weird that like a species whose only real thing that like they can do, like their only like ability is to shift into other people, would want to not shift into other people.
They've got lightning hands too.
And they have, of course, the lightning.
It may also be that
that turns people into
it
humans.
may also be like they don't want to live their entire lives looking like humans.
Yeah.
Like their whole thing is shaping in,
well,
in,
then
the, different, in the different
then
things.
they can turn into like a dog or some shit.
Yeah.
Because they
I don't
said
know.
they could like turn into like
Yeah,
birds and dogs
that's true.
and stuff. So
I don't
like,
know.
I don't know.
Terrorists are stupid, Connor.
I know.
I don't know if you
It's
realize
like-
or not, but they don't have their motivations don't make a lot of sense.
I know. But whatever.
Anyway,
that does it for this
That is
episode
it.
of this TV log of Doctor Who. What was the name of the episode? Did we say it?
yeah, the Zygon invasion.
Oh,
and
yeah.
next week it's the Zygon inversion. So we'll see you then. Dr. Disco out.